Welcome back to 10 News Conference. Joining me now is the just re-elected Warwick Mayor Frank Picozzi. Congratulations.
Thank you, Chief.
The independent mayor of Warwick, Frank Picozzi.
Yes, thank you.
Politics played a little bit. Well, you told me that Governor McKee and Speaker Sicarci weren't exactly in your corner this time around.
Well, no, they supported my opponent.
Yeah, and are you mending fences with them because you need them as much as they need you going forward?
There's nothing to mend. I mean, they're a part of a political party. I'm not, and that's what they do.
Yeah,
I don't have any hard feelings.
You're an independent. By the way, you're dressed like a working man because you're working on, what did you call it? Winterfest?
Winterfest in Apponaug tomorrow.
This is for the weekend. We're taping on a Friday, so Saturday and Sunday, you got a Winterfest going?
On Saturday.
All Saturday?
Yep, from 9 to 3.
Food trucks?
Food trucks, face painting, balloon twisting, a parade, you name it, we do it. We did it last year too. We got a grant, a tourism grant enabled us to do it. So we're going to do it every year. It was such a big hit. Right. We had over 10,000 people there last year.
That's a lot. Now, you said there's a parade actually around by the Apponator? Where does the parade go? I'm curious about this.
It's going to start where Station 1 is, Dunkin' Donuts. It's like behind City Hall. It's at Veterans Memorial Drive. Yep. And it's going to go down, take a right onto Post Road, and then come back up towards City Hall.
Okay.
And the street in front of City Hall would be closed all day.
You're like Mayor Christmas, because you're famous for your Christmas display on your own home. Did you put that up again this year?
Oh, yeah. It's up and running.
How many lights?
I don't have any lights. They're called pixels. They're like the things in scoreboards.
10,000, 20,000, thousands and thousands? What is
There are tens of thousands, but I used to have, when I had regular incandescent lights, I had over 100,000 then. But this is different technology.
All right, well, you're into Christmas. Listen, November was very good to you.
Yes.
You really beat your competition combined. You trounced them. That means that the people of Warwick have faith in you. Mm-hmm. Going forward, you're going to tell me you have a budget surplus. You're going to tell me economically the city is very good on budget-wise. You also have, what is it, an unfunded liability you have to deal with?
Yeah, that's OPEB. It's
Make that really understandable.
Other
with
post-employment benefits, which is health care and retirement. It's an unfunded liability, but it's a pay-as-you-go system. It's, not everyone's going to retire all at once. So we pay it as we go along. But we've started an OPEB trust fund. I started under my administration, and we found different ways to start funding it. So that liability will go, away eventually. Right. And we do this with the advice of our actuary.
So in other words, there's a solution for that.
There is.
That came up as an issue in the campaign.
Yeah, it's a long-term solution, but this has been around for years, and every city and town deals with it. Right. But our pensions, on the other hand, our original fire and police pension won. That was in poor shape. Mayor Chafee, Governor Chafee, whatever, back in the 90s, he started a 40-year amortization. That pension's closed. No one else can go into that. But our other pensions are, we have police fire 2, and then we have the municipal pension. Municipal pension is funded at about 80%, which is outstanding for a town. And the fire and police are about 75%. So we meet our obligation to contribute every year, so we have no troubles there.
And budget-wise, you're running a surplus?
We're running a surplus from last year, around $3 million, but however, the school department seems to be running a deficit, so that may offset, but they're still working on that. Right. We have our financial challenges like any city and town does. Every year, it's year to year. You try to keep the expenses down, but with inflation, things go up. But in the last 7 years, we've only had 2 tax increases, other than Reval. That's state mandated. But we had 1 tax increase last year. It was 1.97%. So it's not staggering.
Yeah, you're building new schools.
We're building new schools.
Like many municipalities are.
Yes.
And you're building them where and when, just so you update us?
We're building them right where the existing schools are, Pilgrim and Tollgate. They're being built on the current athletic fields, and then they'll tear down the other school and build the athletic fields. We have challenges with that too. The voters approved a $350 million bond. That was before inflation attacked the construction industry. So they're trying to find a way to keep it at that price.
All right, let's talk about the airport. By the way, we're just looking at some of the scenes around Warwick. We just saw the schools and other things like that. Your airport, they're embarking on an ambitious construction project there that you were not happy with completely, but in the end you reached a compromise. You're happy with it now. This is going to bring in private shipping and things like that, and you got an access road that you demanded. Tell us about that. Well,
the cargo facility, it's on airport. We have no say in that. I'm not really against it. It's inconvenient, but the airport's there, and they're vital to Warwick and Rhode Island's economy. We asked for a sound berm to protect that neighborhood. We had some trouble getting that done, and we wanted an access road to keep all the heavy tractor trailer traffic on airport property and go right onto the airport connector. And that's where the argument started. They didn't really want to do that, but we worked it out, and they're doing it now.
Yeah.
So I am pleased with that.
Just give me a visual. How's that going to work? Trucks coming off Route 95. We're down the airport connector.
Right, and then they're going to build one of your favorite things, a rotary there,
Right.
and that'll bring it to the cargo facility.
So the trucks will go a dedicated
Yeah.
road to get to where they want to go.
Exactly.
And-
Instead of driving through the city on city roads to get to 95.
Okay. What other visions do you have for your new term coming in? This is almost like you hit the reset button.
Not really. I mean, we're going in a great direction. We have outstanding economic development going on. We have over 1,000 residential units being built in the city. We just want to keep building on that. Warwick, nothing had happened in a long time. We have a transit-oriented district over where the parking garage is on Jefferson Boulevard.
Right.
And that's just been sitting there mostly dormant, but now they're putting in a 238-unit apartment building there with a restaurant and retail.
Yep.
We just want to stay the course the way we're going. We've got the momentum going. And I think the only one close to us in this kind of development is probably Seekonk.
Right. Now, development can include a lot of things. You know, you and I are taping on a Friday. Just a couple of days ago, there's a big to-do in Warwick. In Johnston, rather, over affordable housing.
Affordable housing.
They don't want that kind of affordable housing, low income in Johnston. Would you push back on that? You know, Speaker Shekarchi has great plans
Yes.
for more affordable housing. Also, the auxiliary dwelling units, a little Shekarchi cottage in your backyard.
Well, yeah, and we can't do anything about that. That's already been passed.
Right.
I would have to look at the project. I mean, we look at every project on an individual basis. I don't know what Johnson's dealing with right there or the area or whatever.
Well, it's up by Greenwood, and it's 250 units of low-income housing that would come in, and the townspeople are pushing back, and Mayor Policina has said, I would like single-family homes as opposed to that. I don't know if he's going to win or not in the end,
Right.
but that's the argument.
Right. Well, ideally, you would want single-family homes. It's like Warwick. I mean, most of it are single-family homes. It's a suburban feel. But then we have other areas like Post Road, Jefferson Boulevard. That's just ideal for apartments, and that's what it was designed for.
So would you welcome more affordable housing, more low-income housing in Warwick?
I would.
Yeah.
I would, depending on the circumstances.
And
too.
what about these ADUs, the Shekarchi cottages,
Not
I
a big
call
f-
them?
I'm not a big fan.
Why not?
I'm really not, because what I see is those are going to end up becoming tenement complexes. Eventually, someone's going to not like a person living in their backyard, and they'll become absentee landlords for the house they're residing. That's my fear.
So, no, well, he's a Warwick rep, and
Yes.
he says, oh, no, these are going to help alleviate the housing shortage that we have. You don't believe that to be the case?
It may or may not. I'm not a fan of them. Like I said, the auxiliary dwelling is going to be an in-law
Right.
apartment, whatever, but they may end up renting that to tenants. And then the person that owns the house saying, well, I don't want to live with a tenant in my backyard, and then rent that house out. You could turn neighborhoods into,
Yep.
rental property, absentee landlords. I'm afraid of that.
Let's talk about Connecticut, which is where you live. You had
Yeah.
some flooding down there. You got some infrastructure issues that are left over from the last term. What are your plans?
It's really not in Connecticut. It's not infrastructure. It's the rising level of the ocean. It floods worse than it used to. I mean, we have drainage down there, but this is just during the storms. The rain comes up, and there's nothing you can do until it recedes.
So that you got to live with that? Is that what you're saying?
We do.
Well, you live there, so I guess you got to live with it.
But it's down near the water. It's down near Connecticut Point.
Yeah.
It's rising higher than I've ever seen it before. And those are extreme storms in the spring and summer too. But there's really nothing you can do about that. It's the ocean level is higher.
All right. Well, I think we'll hold it there. I was going to ask you about Route 2, but I don't have. I'll have you on the radio. We'll continue because Route 2 affects all of us, not just Warwick.
My advice is don't go there during Christmas time unless you like to stay in traffic.
Right. All right. Mayor Picozzi, congratulations. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming. Give us a little update. We'll continue it at some point.